Okay, have you ever seen something that just feels like a magic trick, but you know there has to be some science hiding there? Well, get ready. We're going to look at how you can make a bowl of water spin, literally spin into a whirlpool using just a magnet. Right, I know exactly what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. Wait a second, water is not magnetic? And yeah, you're totally right. It's not like you can pick it up with a magnet, like you do with iron filings. So what in the world is going on here? How is this even a thing? And this is where it gets really clever, because the secret just completely flips everything we assume on its head. The magnet, it isn't actually attracting the water. Not at all. The real reason is, well, it's way more subtle and honestly, way cooler. All right, so let's get down to it. How do you actually do this? You might be surprised at how incredibly simple the setup is. Let's walk through it. Okay, first up, you just need two round containers, and you kind of nest one inside the other. What that does is it creates this perfect little donut-shaped channel for the water. It's the perfect racetrack, basically. Next, you need the star of the show, a seriously powerful neodymium magnet. And let me be clear, we're not talking about your average fridge magnet here. No. These things are the real deal, they pack a major punch, and this is what we're going to move along the outside of the container. So the actual process is super simple. You fill that channel with water, and get this, about 30 degrees Celsius is the ideal temp, and we'll find out why that's so important in a bit. Then you take that big magnet, press it right up against the outer wall, and just circle it around, say 10 times. But here's the kicker, and this is so important. You're not actually trying to spin the water yet. All you're doing is priming it. It's like you're getting all the tiny little charged particles, the ions, to line up and face the same way. Okay, so you've done your 10 laps, you've got all those ions standing at attention. Now you'd think, all right, job done, right? Or maybe the water should already be spinning. But nope, this is where it gets really weird and really, really cool. See, it turns out the most important step, it's not what you do with the magnet. It's what you do next. This one tiny little action is the trigger for the whole shebang. And that action, it's called decoupling. All it means is you take the magnet, and you just pull it away. That's it. You completely remove its influence from the whole setup. And then you do nothing. Literally nothing. You just wait for just a few seconds. How weird is that? The most critical part of the whole thing is to just step back and watch. And what you see next is, well, the source just calls it amazing. After just a couple seconds of waiting, with the magnet totally gone, the water just starts to spin, all by itself. It's not a trick, it's just this incredible, spontaneous motion. So, okay, that's what happens. It looks for all the world like magic. But now let's dig into the why, because trust me, the physics behind this is even cooler than the effect itself. Yeah, this really nails the common mistake we all make. Our gut tells us the magnet has to be, dragging the water around with it. But that's not what's happening. The reality is, the magnet is more like a conductor getting an orchestra ready. It's just preparing the ions, getting them all pointed in the same direction, all synced up for the main event. And this amazing effect actually has a name. It's called autosynchronism. I know, it's a mouthful, but the idea is actually pretty simple. Picture this. You've got a bunch of spinning tops, all going at their own pace, kind of chaotic. Autosynchronism is what happens when you take away an outside force, in our case, the magnet, and suddenly all those spinning tops just decide to spin together in perfect sync. That's exactly what the water ions are doing. But hold on a second. Motion needs energy, right? So if the magnet is gone, if it's not providing the power anymore, where is the energy for all this spinning coming from? This is the last and maybe the most fascinating piece of the puzzle. Hey, remember way back at the beginning we mentioned that 30 degrees Celsius water temperature? Well, it turns out that wasn't just some random number. The energy for all this spinning, it doesn't come from the magnet. It's coming from the heat that's already stored in the water. So here's how it all comes together. The water has heat energy, right? Thermal energy. The moment you pull that magnet away and the ions all snap into sync, it triggers a chain reaction. And this reaction literally turns the water's own heat into motion, into kinetic energy. And you want to know the proof? As the water is spinning, it's actually getting colder. It is using its own warmth to power itself. I mean, how incredible is that? And that just brings us to this really mind-bending idea, right? This simple little experiment shows us a way to unlock energy from plain old water just by using a magnet as a key. And it just makes you wonder, what if there's immense energy all around us, in everything, just waiting for us to find the right trigger to unlock it?